Hi, and welcome to Dave's Think Tank. Here at the Think Tank, we try not to get political, but the world is coming apart at the seams, and seeing how I have all the answers, it doesn't seem I can justifiably stay quiet any longer. All my life I've found, whatever the situation, if it was important to me, then I've had to do the job myself. If I didn't like the way a story ended, I had to write my own story. If I wanted to see a movie or TV show that didn't exist, waiting for it to be made seemed pointless. I always ended up making it myself. So all my adult life, I've been waiting for the Canadian Conservative Party to run a candidate that I could actually vote for. I mean, think about it. I'm the Conservative Party's key demographic. I'm old, I'm white, and I'm angry. If you're the Conservative Party of Canada and you can't get an angry old white guy to vote for you, you're doing something seriously wrong. So let's take a look at the Conservative strategy. At first glance, you would wonder why they have a party at all. They've been consistently on the wrong side of every issue for at least 40 years. But on second glance, what they've done is kind of brilliant. You see, no matter how wrong you are, you can always find 5 to 10% of people will agree with you. So if you say, we hate gay people and want to make their lives miserable, you may be in the minority, but you've just gotten 5 to 10% of the voters to be your loyal fans forever. Then you do the same with women's rights, saying giving women a level playing field is actually giving them special advantage over men, and you've just gotten another 5 to 10%. There's probably some crossover in those groups, but you keep piling on, fear-mongering on trans people, Muslims, immigrants, teachers, scientists. In fact, you'll find that 25 to 30% of all people are defined by who they hate. And once the Conservative Party has covered every category of hate, they have a base that guarantees them first or second party status in our useless parliamentary system. Now, to gain power, all they have to do is convince just a few small percent of the remaining Canadians that they won't really act on any of these nastier policies and will also reduce your taxes. Except this is getting harder and harder to do for a number of reasons. Do you know what 75% of non-hater Canadians call gay rights, women's rights, immigrant rights? They refer to them as human rights. 3/4 of the country see you as the anti-human party. That's getting more and more difficult to defend. And do you know what they call people who are anti-science and anti-education? They're referred to as anti-stuff that works. People generally like stuff that works. And quite frankly, we could use a little more of that in the government. The other problem you're facing is you've been promising hate for so long, but not following through that your base is getting angry. In fact, they're running for office, getting into leadership positions, and actually implementing the full-on hate you've always skillfully avoided. But now that people have seen the kind of destruction idiots like Doug Ford and Jason Kenney can do, and after realizing that deficits have never really gone down under a Conservative government, giving the lie to your fiscal responsibility line, that last 5 to 10% you need to even be a minority government has now slipped out of your fingers forever. Now, I and many Canadians like the idea of a fiscally responsible government. I've just finally realized the idiots you have running in your current leadership election wouldn't know fiscal responsibility if it stood under their pompous noses waving a flag that read, "Fiscal responsibility are us." So, once again, I realize it's all come down to me. I have to do this myself. That is why I am announcing my run for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada. Now, I know what you're thinking. Running for political office can be very expensive. In fact, you've probably read the first thing the party did when they realized they needed a new leader was set a new record high entry fee for anyone wanting to run of $200,000. This is how they plan to ensure that only rich old white guys with connections to oil and banking can possibly even get into the race. In fact, most of you are probably closing the video right now before I make a sales pitch to donate to my campaign. To those of you with your finger hovering over the end button right now, please relax, because I'm not going to ask you for 1 penny. I plan to run the least expensive campaign ever, and in fact, I will likely spend nothing at all. No grassroots campaign could ever be as strong as the roots holding me here in this chair. So what about the $200,000 entry fee? Those of you who are regular viewers know that we here at Dave's Think Tank don't like to play by other people's rules. So here is my challenge to the Conservative Party of Canada. If you want Dave's Think Tank in the race, if you want me to come up with a plan to drag you out of the quagmire you've created for yourselves, you're going to have to pay up. That's right. If you, the Conservative Party of Canada, pay me $5, Dave's Think Tank will consider your problem for 5 minutes, at the end of which time I will enter and win your leadership race with the new and innovative ideas that will lead you to victory in the next election. Or go with a bunch of idiots you already have. The next move is up to you.